Hello my friends. Well, we've got everything cut down to size, roughly. So yeah, today what we're planning on doing is doing the thicknessing. So that means I want to get everything down to, well, all the main parts down to 3/4 of an inch, and the back I'm going to get down to 1/2 inch. And what I'm going to do also at the same time is we're going to take the twist out of the boards, and that's it, I guess. So we're taking the twist down and giving it even 3/4 of an inch on most of the pieces, 1/2 inch on the back. I decided to go to a back, use 1/2 inch on the back because 3/4 of an inch seems a little thick to me. So let me unload my workbench. I know I said I wasn't going to use power tools, by the way. I did use my bandsaw to rip down these boards in half, and also to cut the 2-inch boards down to about 2.5, roughly. But anyways, everything else I'm going to do by hand. So we're going to do thicknessing. All right. So I'm going to pause this. We're going to get down to our side pieces. We're going to start with that, and that's what I'm going to show you. Everything else is going to be exactly the same, but I'm going to take, not side pieces, the shelves. I'm going to take the shelves and thickness that on camera. Everything else is going to be the same, so with the variation of the different thicknesses of the back. So I'll show you that, and then I'll do the rest off camera, because this will probably take a little bit of time. But anyways, if you guys have any questions, make sure you leave a comment below, and I'll be right back with you. Hold on. Okay, so what I have here is this is one of our side pieces, or our shelves. I keep calling them sides. This is one of our shelves, and what we're going to use for planing this is I made these up last night, these planing stops. All they are dowels stuck in the bottom of a board, and I have 2 of them. I have one here that's down the whole length of my bench, and one here. And what I did was I just took and drilled holes, I don't know, so far apart, and those are my planing stops. So that way when I playing with the board, I can plane it in this direction and in this direction, and it'll be fine. And then we have a marking gauge set to 3/4 of an inch because that's how thick this board is. An oil in a can for the planes, so I put it on the sole of the planes. And then I have my 4, 5, and 6, all freshly sharpened. Make sure they're freshly sharpened. You're going to be working hard enough. Don't need to work harder. And then these are a pair of winding sticks that I made. So they're nothing special. All winding sticks are boards that are both parallel with each other. They're nothing special. I didn't do any inlays. All I did was put a little blue dot on the bottom and a couple of blue lines on the sides of the back board, the board that's going to be used for the winding, for checking. I'm checking the twist. That's what winding sticks are for, is for checking twist. Just to help me see better. What a winding stick is, for those who don't know, is when you lay it on a board, you want those 2 lines to this checks for twist. So if the board is twisted at all on one side or the other, you'll have this twisting action. Winding sticks accentuate that. Now, because they stick out farther than the board, so it just makes whatever the board's doing bigger. Okay, so that's the set of tools I'm using. Nothing else. I did plane these down a little bit with my number 5. or 4-plane, get chamfered the edges to keep repair out happening. On these boards, I wanted them to be away below the 3/4 mark, and they're 1x6s, so or 1x4s. So they, if that is 3/4 of an inch. But anyways, the first thing I like to do is decide on which side to use the boards. Which side of the board do I want to do first? I like to see if I can find a board that's got more cup in it. What cup is where the board is bowed in an angle. And normally, especially if you have one specific board, not jointed boards like these, you'll find that they almost all have a cup in one side. And I want the cup up. I think it's a little easier to blame. But anyways, that's my thing. So I'm just taking our winding sticks and just trying to see which side is better. Okay. Yep, this looks like this side's got more of a cup in it. So, first thing you do is I'm going to take the board and remove this kind of at an angle so you can see it a little bit better that way maybe. That might be a little better. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the board and sight down it, just to kind of give me an idea of where the high spots are, how the board is shaped, just to kind of give me an idea. And it looks to me like this board is fairly flat, and it gets to here and it starts cupping up a little bit, and it's all the way down. Another thing to check for is just to kind of get the initial, see if there's much twist in it, just in general. And this board, okay, this corner is higher than that corner, or vice versa. There's a twist in the board, so I want to take care of that. But I'm going to see if it's kind of just initial checking. It's nothing special. So yeah, I'm going to say, because the twist is almost completely gone, so I'm going to take a few shavings back here and see if I can get this down just a touch. Remember, planing is all about getting the high spots low. So what I'm going to do is I'm taking my number 5, my 4-plane. It's a 4-plane for a reason. It's the plane that's used before the other ones. Okay? That's what that means. And this is the one with a cambered iron. And that's going to give me a little bit of tear out too. So what I'm going to do, before I go too far and get any more, is I'm going to take this. And just put a little chamfer on. I'll probably keep having to keep doing that. Okay, so this is a workout, so don't expect it not to be. But it's not too bad with the proper tools, proper sharp tools. Okay, so now that I got most of the twist out, I'm not going to worry about it just yet. I'll come back through and check it again later once I get this board flat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go across this whole board just trying to get it flat. What I want to see is I want to see a shaving, a complete shaving from one side to the other. So I'm going to go back and forth across this board until I get that. so that's, so you can kind of see what I was talking about before. This board is pretty much flat. This here is curved up. So that's why this area right here is not planed yet, but you can see that's pretty good already. Pretty close already. So, a couple more times. Sometimes you get shavings that get stuck in the bottom. There's a bit of a edge there that keeps hitting my plane, so I'm going to take that down real quick. From where the glue line didn't line up. Alright, I got a bit of a stubborn area right there. So, I'm thinking what's going on. Is this whole side is up a little bit. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to plane down that side. Going against the grain there a little bit. I'm going to try this way, see if it's any better. Chamfering the edge again. Okay, see how that's completely going away now? That's right where I want it. Okay, so now So we got that down. Now, not all the saw marks are gone, and that's fine. I'm not trying to get all of them at once. By the time we're done, they will be gone. So now, I do want to check for your wind again, or twist again. So you put the one with the blue mark opposite where you're going to be sighting from. Okay, and I do normally like to, that was just the general look, I do normally like to get one section set off, and that lets me a little fine tune it a little easier. Okay, so it's a little higher here than it is here. Lots of tear up. I'm just setting that blue dot down this, on the center line. That's what I was just doing. Do a little twist, see what's going on. Okay, it is definitely higher on this side. What am I doing? All I'm doing is taking the twist out. So it's just going to take some time. The more perfect you get it, the better it'll be. And the final product. What I was doing there, so I'm kind of trying to do a zigzag or a triangle, taking more off here and less, more off there, leaving this center area untouched. It's getting there. It's just going to take some time. better. Okay, so that's good. I'm going to leave that there and take it back another little bit. And now I'm going to base everything off of that side. But I'm going to turn this around because there's quite a bit of tear out there. Yeah, this is going to be fun to plane. It's all kinds of tear out. In both directions, so. But that's okay. We'll deal with that. We'll deal with that later. This is the rough milling. All right. That looks pretty good. Yep, that looks good. That does not, but what you can see is there's a big space right here. So that means this whole edge here is probably high. Make sure the shavings don't get in your way either. Spot, so it wasn't getting a good registration. I don't know if that was throwing it off or not. Excuse me. close, so close. Work up a sweat. Yeah, so this corner was really high compared to everything else. That's better. Okay, so that's good. Let's see how this is. I'm taking really big, thick shaving, so okay, so that's really pretty close. So now we got that done. The twist is out. I'm going to take my number 6 and we're going to smooth it out. All I want to do is run this down until I get a clean shaving all the way down. As soon as it starts getting hard to push, get the oil in the can. I'm going to flip it around, so I'm going to get this side first and then I'm going to do that side. It's tearing out pretty bad down there. All right, flip it around. There's a bit of tear out there where the grain goes in a different direction. Okay, that went a lot faster. Now, I'm going to check one more time for twist. Nice. Okay, that's good. Now, I could take, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take real fine shavings and just smooth it all out. Let me get a little bit more. Nice. Okay. Check it again. Every time you do a lot of planing, you want to check it for twist because sometimes you can introduce it. Okay, good. So now I'm going to take this plane, this is my smoothing plane, and I'm going to make sure and it's got a really shallow setting. All I want to do is take off real thin wispy shavings. All I'm trying to do is get rid of any extra tear out. Don't do that. Back it up farther. Okay, so now there's a few spots. When I finish, I'm going to hit with a card scraper anyways. That side, turn it around. Okay, so yeah, there's a little bit of wild grain in this, so it's not terrible. I can hit it with a card scraper after I'm done. Okay, one final check of twist. Not that a smoothing plane shouldn't put any twist in because you're taking such small amounts off. All right, nice. Believe it or not, that actually was the easy part though. I know this video is kind of long, but if you work with hand tools, this is what you have to learn how to do. And now I'm just going to mark down here. With my marking gauge. Oh, by the way, make sure you put a reference mark on it. You can switch it later on when you actually get to the sides, but you always want to make sure you know which side you're referencing, face you're referencing off of. Now I'm marking it down to 3/4. I'm not doing a very good job at it. With the long boards like this, I also like going down the ends. Okay, so now's the hard part. Now, we need to take that much off. So, what I'm going to do is basically just like I did before with the flattening. I'm just going to go back and forth until I get close to that line on both sides. So, yeah, I'll keep it going. Oh, there's a knot there. If you want, you can fast forward towards the end. I just want to make sure you guys see how long it takes. So, if you fast forward to the end, I'm just going to be doing this for a little while. So, all right. Alright, this is going to be a while, so I'm going to pause the video and we'll come back when I'm closer to the end. This is going to take a long time. This is why I bought a joiner. This is the part I hate about woodworking, for is thicknessing boards. Okay, this is stupid. I realized why I bought a joiner and why I was so happy to get it. Or a planer. Thicknessing a board sucks. So now that I got one edge flat, I am going to run this through the planer. It's just a lunchbox planer. Can't even see it. So yeah, we're gonna do that. I knew I was gonna use my hand, but this is the one part of hand tool woodworking that I despise. So, no point working harder. This was only like $300 or something like that. So I'm gonna use this, and then we'll hit it with a smoothing plane afterwards. Now that we got one flat surface, we can do that. All right, so I will. This video is already pretty long. So I'll come back after I do this with all of my boards. So I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm going to take the twist out of the one side and run it through the with a joining plane number 6, and then I'm going to go back through and I'm going to run all these through the planers, and then when we get back we'll have boards that are just thickness. I probably still will at least I'll explain what I'm going to do in the back for a second afterwards. One thing that you could do if you didn't have specific thicknesses you were trying to get to, all you have to really do is get the boards all to be the same thickness. So you could always do that if you wanted to cut a little corners with it, because hand planes and with hand cut joinery, you're not set to using specific thicknesses. So I'm kind of rambling. I'm winded and tired. So yeah, well, instead of spending hours thicknessing these boards, I'm going to just joint one edge or joint one side and run them through the thickness planer. Short and sweet, I guess. So I will see you guys later, and next time we will be squaring up the edges and cutting to the length. So, or we'll probably do that in piecemeal as we go, but we'll actually start with the sides and then move our way down. Sides and shelves, because those are set. All right, so I will talk to you guys later and have a good day. See you later.